Hello guys, in this video I'm gonna show you how to utilize a table. Alright, so this is a Dreamweaver again, and let's say I want to put a table here, right? In order to put a table, you have to go to the Insert tab over here. So whether you actually go to this Insert tab in the panel, or you can go under the top menu here and Insert. So either way, there is a table or table here. So I'm gonna actually use here. So click on table, then it's gonna bring out this window. So it's asking about table. Hey, Michael Lee, I see you're trying to create a table. So how many columns and how many rows, right? So as a default, it says a 3 and 3, but I'm gonna change to 5 and 5. Okay, so 5 by 5 table. Now it's asking, hey, what's the table width? What do you mean by table width? So let's say I want to have about like a big table, so 500. By this way, each column can have 100 width. So 500 pixel, you can actually change the percentile. Border thickness. Most of the time, you have to have a line the border, right? So let's leave it as a 1. And cell padding and cell spacing is a kind of sort of the cushion inside of your cell. So whenever you type in or putting anything, you may want to give us some space around your content, right? That's what the cell spacing and padding, but we're gonna actually leave it as like empty. Now, header, if you know that like there is an important header, then as you can see left, meaning that the first column will have a bit different style, okay? So just because I want to show you as what this does, I will actually have a both, which means like first column and first row will have a different style, like header style. All right, and then let's click on OK. Boom, look at this. Just say the age. I know it's just like fake, right? I just like click inside of each cell, then you can actually give it a different category. So like cell and then gender. And as you see, whenever I put something, actually it just like dynamically change its width of each cell. So it's kind of crazy. So let me finish. Let's say grade, and what's gonna be your last thing? Your let's say family. I don't know what I mean by that. Like I'm asking like family member, right? Okay, let's do this. All right. So when you finish, based on the numbers of like character you put it, if you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 characters has a little bit like width than like 5 or even 3. Now, in the column over here, say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's say that, okay? Now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna save it and let's review it to see what it looks like. So it's the same test1.html, boom, it's like this. So this is exactly how you put a table. Table is very straightforward. As you can see, this size from here to here is 500 pixels. Again, you are seeing this table in browser, which means, like I said, people can reduce the size width of the table, right? The browser. So as you can see in the up here, the width of the paragraph keep changing because it's just stretching and collapsing based on the width of your browser. But if you keep going, if you try to keep going, and then now here, it's not like stretching, it's actually going, and then that's why you have a like slide bar, scroll bar in the bottom here, because this table size is fixed, it's a static. All right, now let's put some age, let's say like 23, something like just name the like male, female, male, female, right? And then grade, I don't know what I mean grade, but let's say 1, 2, 3, and 4. and favorite number, say 4 and 5, 6, 7. I'm just making up. Now, let me show you a little bit more on how to play with a table, because there are stuff like still things you can do. First of all, let's say we want to actually make it a little bit of changes over here, right? So let's say I want to actually have all this in the center align. How about that? So in order to do so, you have to go under this the cell over here, right? And then horizontally, right? It's default, but you can say the center, which means this will be center in the cell, right? So what you can do is you can actually highlight all and horizontal as a center. And the same goes to all this. You can actually add a center and family, center, and age, center. All right. Now, what I can do is I want to change the color of it. So male, I don't like this color male. I'm going to change the font color to something else. But in order to do so, in your properties window, there is a CSS tab. And there are few things you can do over here. But like I said, CSS is a complicated matter, and then you can still use it without knowing what it is. But I will show you later on what is the CSS and how to utilize it. There are things you can do. So for example, here, I can actually highlight all this top first row, not the first column though. And if you look at over here, there is a BG. It's actually controlling the background color. So what you can do is click on it. Again, this is a background, so I'm going to actually pick something very mild here, right? And then I'm going to go over here, something very bright. Here we go, right? And then double click. I think it's, yes. If you just like click outside of this window, it applies the background window. So I think we can actually apply the same color here. So I have to know what's the color. Like there is a specific code background. We're gonna go to somewhere here. All right, and then boom, like this way. And then you can also apply all the vertical way, and we're gonna actually apply different background color, like bluish, right? Boom, like this. And then we can leave this like, inside of this like all column data as it is. So we're gonna save this one and look at the browser here. As you can see, you can actually decorate your table with some background color. So let's see what you can do. You can actually change background color, right? And the horizontal and vertical alignment over here. And if you look at over here, you can actually make a bold and italic. So let's say you can actually put all this age as a bold, and you can actually click on it. Then all your ages are bold. You can actually make all the gender as italic. Then you can actually do italic. But then you don't want to actually do anything like this as a like a list or unordered list. So leave it as it is. Now, you still can adjust this table. So let me show you. If you bring your mouse over, it'll change it to the double side of arrow, which means you can actually change the width of each column. But again, remember that this doesn't change. This is like entirely 500 because that's why we created. But what if you say, well, I thought 500 is enough, but now it's not. Then what you can do is you can grab this guy and then you can actually increase. Do you see there is a number changes here? So it's like 537, 550. Let's go to 60, 600. Okay, let's say 600 is enough. Let's give it a little bit of more height. Very tall. And then you make sense, like if you highlight this one, then this vertical alignment, you can actually go to the bottom. So it actually puts the bottom vertically, or you can go to the middle, or even you go to the top. So that's how you control your table in terms of width. And then you can actually give a specific row as specific height as well. Look at this. You can only make this row a little bit shorter than all other cells. So this is how you make a table adjust. Okay, now you can only align and then make a bold and italic here. But if you go to the CSS, now there are some more. You can actually change the font over here. Let's say I'm going to change all the font over here. So instead of a default font, I'm going to go to the, I like Lucida Grand. So actually change it this way. Also, what you can do is you can actually change the style of it. You can make it bigger in pixel, and then you can also change the font color here. Boom, like this. And then you can also make it italic, or instead of, I would say like inherit, just like oblique. And here, you can actually have a little bit more like a bold, right? Some more controls over here. And then you can even control the alignment of it. Let's say I'm gonna have the blue. Cool, all right. I want you to be very careful because you using the CSS actually will create all this like, inline CSS style. Didn't I tell you that whatever you do, Dreamweaver will create this code, and if you look at the code, this is actually table. So this is a table from here to here. And then it actually created a lot of like height and width, but not only that, it actually calls the scrolls and then this number, which is just CSS, and then we're going to actually talk about later on. One last thing I want to show you is I'm going to go back to the HTML over here, and your table, sometimes you actually combine, merge, right? So let's say I want to combine these two cells. You highlight these two, and if you go over here, and what do you see? There is a small little icon, and then nobody actually said this is a clickable, but actually under the cell over here, this is a merge. And this is a split, but again, because you highlighted two cells already, and then Dreamweaver thinks, oh, you are about to merge. And there's no way that you can split because it's multiple cells. So you can click on it and merge. Boom, what happened? It actually combined 1 and 4, and then it said 14. It's a little bit different with what you see in Microsoft Word. So we can continuously do it. You can combine these two vertically and still merge together. It's a female, male kind of idea, but anyway. And you can combine these 4 even and merge. Right? And then you merge it, you can actually give it a different background color, say blue, boom, like this. It's entire table over here, right? The table itself. Okay, so you highlight this whole thing, and then align over here, you can make a center of it. So you can actually move the center. Why this is important? Because whatever the width of your browser, it's gonna be always center. Let me show you. So we're gonna go and here, say, save. Save here, okay? Now, if you go to the browser, if you scroll down here, the table is center aligned, and look at this. As I decrease the width of the browser, the table moves because try to put itself in the center of that specific moment of the width of the browser. Okay, but like you see this, how this table menu should come over here, right? So you click on any inside of the table, it still show you all the menus for the cell. So these actually all apply the cell. So it doesn't actually pop up the menu that I show you, like how to make your table in the center. You click on anything inside of here, right? And then look at here. There are some bottom line of like where you are here, and I want you to click on the table. Boom, then it actually highlight all the table, and you can see this menu over here. So that's how you actually align center or left or right. In this video, I introduced how to use a table in your HTML, and I show you how to decorate your table in terms of alignment, your font choice, size of a font, background color choice, even font color. And then as a lastly, I show you how to merge the cells in between, like or among, like you can actually merge vertically or horizontally. I will see you in my next video. Thank you.